fair to say you did not see that performance coming today based on the way the team had been trending?
It's on me. I did not do a great job of having this football team prepared and ready to play at a high level. Um, thought the guys, it's kind of tell of football how momentums can swing and how things in the game can change quickly. And we weren't able to capture the momentum once it changed. For a little while, we were going back and forth, and it was competitive football. And then we started making some critical mistakes, and then they found some answers and made some adjustments that we could not adjust back to.
When you laid out kind of the plan for Musket, Calandria, it made a lot of sense, right? If Musket was going to be out for a play, don't burn Calandria's ear if you need him for a game. At that point and at this moment, do you have a plan in terms of now that you've used Calandria's ear, are you committed to him kind of going forward, and what is the outlook for Musket?
Yeah, we'll discuss that as a staff, and I don't know what the severity is with Musket. They're preliminary saying high ankle sprain, and so I don't know the timetable on that. I know that he got taped up and tried to go, and that's why you saw us go with Grady, because they said, hey, we might be 5 minutes, and so hey, let's play Grady and until we knew for sure. And then once he got taped up and put his shoe back on and tried to put pressure on, he wasn't able to go, and so that's been the plan all along, and we articulated that to Calandria, and he was good with it and he understood. So going forward, we'll see what the health of Tony is, and then make that determination.
How would you evaluate Calandria's ready? Guys talk about staying ready, but it's hard.
Yeah, I think that what happened is right out the gate try to do a little bit too much. Trying to force some things, and again, he hadn't played in 4 weeks, and he's preparing, and he's a competitor, and he wants to go and find a way to help his team win, and just made some mistakes that he'll learn from, get better from, and move forward. So not going to say that it's on Calandria, because it's a collective effort all the way, starting with me all the way through everybody. We got to do a better job of preparing to the standard so that we can play to the standard.
Their quarterback in the running game, what makes it difficult when he's able to hold the ball and be patient and then take off pretty quickly?
Yeah, and so they do a great job with their scheme, and knew it was going to be a challenge. They've been putting up 500 yards of offense on pretty much everybody that they play, and been very balanced. And when you have a quarterback that can run very similar to a running back, it gives you the ability to have some misdirections, and so then they force you to really have to be in tune to your keys. And sometimes your keys are going to lie to you. And if your keys lie to you, then you're going to be late fitting. If you're late fitting and with what they're doing, they're going to have you outnumbered. And then you get to a point where you have one guy to go make a play. And you saw several instances where there was one guy there to make a play, and we just didn't make the tackle. And then that's the last line of defense, and then they spit for long runs. Not yet, and I'll know more hopefully this evening into tomorrow. It's a knee on Cam early on, and then it was a neck on Mike, and then ankle on Tony. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask about those guys, but what about the offensive line today? Obviously, that had been moving in a positive direction. It seemed like they had some trouble on the edge. And
early on, I thought they were doing a good job. Early on, we were running the ball and having some success running the ball. And then as the game went on, you become a little bit one-dimensional. And when you become one-dimensional, it's heavy pass. And when the D-line knows it's heavy pass and they can, screw their cleats in the ground and get a jump, it makes it tough on you. But we'll go back to work. And I know those guys got a lot of pride, and they've shown the resilience that they have, and we'll own our mistakes. We're not going to run from them. We're going to own our mistakes, and we got what we earned today, and we didn't put our best foot forward. And these guys, what I know about them, and they'll bounce back and take ownership, correct the mistakes, and be ready to go play versus Louisville.
With Anthony Calandria, sometimes, he might force a play here and there, but then that's sometimes, he's got that swag, that confidence. How do you balance that in a freshman quarterback when you don't want him to hold back, but also not push it?
Yeah, it's a great question. You just try to coach him through it, and a lot of times he knows as soon as he does it. And so what we have to do is we just have to coach him through it and get him to understand that, hey, that's not that doesn't take away from who you are, right? It actually, makes you better and a more complete quarterback when you understand just make the play required. And for a lot of quarterbacks, in particular young quarterbacks, the play required may be check it down to the back, throw it away, right, to avoid a negative play. And but you see him, and he's such a competitor. The way he was running the ball, and he's trying to scrap for every inch. And Coach Lamb, myself, Coach Dez, man, we'll coach him through that. I saw a little bit of progress. I did see him, making, but I also saw quickly he's like, yeah, I recognize that I shouldn't do that. So we'll just keep coaching him through it. It's like I've been in a situation with a quarterback that threw a bunch of interceptions, and you kind of want to, teeter on. If you coach him down too much, then you take away what makes him special. So we got to get him to understand the appropriate balance.
You talked about the momentum shift early on. How much do you place that on injuries and turnovers?
More on turnovers. I mean, injuries are part of the game, man. Next man up. That's the mindset. So everybody's got to be ready to go, and everybody gets within the two deep gets the same amount of reps from a preparation standpoint. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for our guys to learn and grow and say, okay, where was I from a preparation standpoint, and did I do everything that I needed to do? And then also as coaches, did we do everything that we needed to do to have those guys ready to play? But turnovers are more of an impact than the because Calandria comes in and throws a touchdown, and even though he had a couple mistakes, he's still, finding a way to kind of, move the ball a little bit early on. But so I say the turnovers are more of an impact than the actual injuries.
There was a feeling with William and Mary, Carolina, even the Miami loss, that there was a lot of progress and forward momentum. As a head coach, how do you keep that feeling after a lopsided one like this?
We're going to go back to understanding what generated the success that we had. And I reminded the guys today in the locker room that what success that, quote unquote, we had was a function of the things that we did right in preparation, okay? We have to learn from this situation, and what we're not doing is we're not scrapping what we're doing, okay? We're owning this one, taking accountability for it. We're going to correct the mistakes, and we're going to continue to move forward. It's a part of the growth process. It's a part of football, but that's where you have to be able to compartmentalize it, put it in its perspective, and then focus on the next play.
Did you see a dip or a change in the preparation, the focus going into this one?
I wouldn't say I saw a dip, but what we're all going to learn is, man, you got to respect every opponent. And when you have had some progress, then you can't just assume that it's going to happen, right? That's why we have the mentality of going 1-0 every single week, right? You got to respect every opponent. You got to respect every single rep. You got to respect every single day of preparation because the margin for error is thin. A couple of those turnovers, and it could be a different situation. So dip in the preparation, no opportunity to grow. Right? Everyone's going to have an opportunity to look in the mirror and say, okay, what can I do better? And did I, right, at all times? Because, again, nobody's going to know fully except for the person that looks in the mirror.